welcome back to another workbench update. It's going to be a pretty fast one this week. I did get a lot completed in the last 9-10 days, and I just want to show them off. Me and my wife, we worked on this. This is the main thing that we got done. We worked on this 10mm Kings of War Ogres army, based on proxy models from the Warhammer version of Ogres. My cat's going to come up here in a second, so we'll just pause that. There he goes. Yeah, so we completed this. It's about almost 100 figures. There's 1, 2, 3 units of bulls, 1 unit of iron guts, 2 units of lead vultures, some of their bulk cavalry there on the beasts, tyrant, butcher. We're still looking for the 10mm giant, and once we find that, we'll add that. And then we're going to liven up the bases with some tufts and some stuff. We're just waiting for the gravel to dry. There's a little bit of gravel on my desk here. And yeah, once we get the giant and the bases, we're going to call that done. And then we're going to move on to either the dwarves or the Kingdom of Men. Apart from that, if I'm just going to pause here and clean these off a little bit so you can see the next things. Just a quick view. My wife and my nephew were playing Titanicus today, so I finally got some space. That's why it's on the rubble mat. So they finished up their game earlier, and I'm allowed to record my video, so I'll be back in a second. Okay, the next thing I worked on this week was more Broadside Empires of Steel. Their Kickstarter should be on this weekend, I think, or maybe the next day or so. And in celebration of that, I decided to get at some of the other fleets that I haven't even started. So what we have in front of us here, we have an Italian battleship, 3 American battleships, and an Austro-Hungarian one. Just so I can get used to the color scheme of the deck that I want to do. Again, not historical colors, but you know, better than nothing. So first off, we have what I think the Italian battleship would look like. It's more of a greeny gray than I would want, but you can see here it's the Conte di Cavour. It's a pretty neat looking ship. It's got 3 barrels, 2 barrels, 3 barrels, 2 barrels, 3 barrels. So it's got what, 13 guns. I don't think I've seen a layout of 13 guns on a ship before, especially World War One. But try and get zoom in here. But it's a really nice ship. This was my test ship for the Italian color scheme. I'm not 100% on it, but what do you guys think? Is it alright? It looks more gray in real life. The camera seems to pop out a little bit green, but that's one of the things I've been working on. Once I settle on a color scheme, then I'll start on the rest of the Italian ships. To oppose them, we have the oddly tiny Tettigerhoff, more of a yellow ochre decking, and this is a very compact ship. Now that I look at it, I didn't print this thing off correctly, but this little whatever this is called, the little base, but a very neat ship. I actually didn't realize the size difference until I printed them off. If you can just bear with me here, look at the size of the Tettigerhoff to the Conte di Cavour. It's not it could almost fit inside it. So that's the Italian. This is the Austro-Hungarian ship, really nice. A few more of those print off. I think I'm okay with the color scheme of the deck there. I might just continue. And then we have the US fleet, which, to be honest, is actually quite impressive. Very nice models. This is first, we got the USS Delaware, which is a early dreadnought, but impressive nonetheless. I went with a blue-gray decking. I like it. It's probably a little bare looking, but I like it. It's got these what do they call these tower things? I'm not sure, but very distinctive looking things. Really nice ship, and it's actually one of the smallest ones, apart from the initial dreadnoughts that they have. What's that called? South Carolina or whatever it is. It's fairly small. The next we have the New York, which is this one here. Another impressive ship. Very distinctive. I actually didn't know a whole lot about the American battleships. I'd seen pictures of them in history books, but when you see them up close in your hand and you see them next to other designs like this Italian design, it's a very sleek looking ship and very broad. It's a very wide ship. You know, you see, look at it next to the Tettigerhoff, and You know, it looks like father and son there. But that's the New York. Really nice ship. And you can see it, compared to the Delaware, it's substantially bigger. And then we get to this honking thing. This is the Pennsylvania. And this has some huge guns, and 12 of them too, triple turrets. Again, just a blue tacked on there so they don't move. Very basic paint job. Again, I don't like to spend a lot of time on ships painting them. If I want to spend a long time on a battleship, I'll paint one of my kits that I have. So, but you can see the size difference. Put them up close, the Delaware, the New York, and the Pennsylvania. The Pennsylvania truly is a massive ship. Like, it's huge, like, girth-wise. So that's the second thing that I was working on. I was working on a few of those ships. Again, the Kickstarter's coming out in a couple of days. Keep an eye out if you're interested in it. So here are the next thing that I worked on, and this is my project for the game Forager. It's a Napoleonic skirmish game. I'm just moving my plate over here so my cat doesn't... Oh, what a silly thing that thing is. Yeah, anyway, so this is my Napoleonics for the game Forager. Forager is a game that it doesn't require this many figures, but I kind of wanted to have, instead of a 6 or 5 or 6 man game on each side, I wanted to make that up to around 20. So I'll see how that works, if it breaks the game or not, but I can't really play the game unless the figures are painted, so I started off painting them. Now these are a mixture of mainly Perry's and some War Games Atlantic British Rifleman. See, he's rolling the ball in here for me. Look at this. Sorry about the interruptions. If you see the table shake, that's the bloody cat as well. He just does not... Look at him. I'm just going to show you what I have to deal with when I'm trying to record. He is just... destruction. Anyway, sorry. It's been that kind of a week. So mostly Perry's with some British War Games Atlantic British Rifleman. There's 8 more Dragoons for the French side, so this is basically what I have. There's 8 more Dragoons for the French. There is 6 more British regular line troops, and I think that's about it. And then once I have those painted, I'll play the game Forager, and hopefully it'll be what I think it is. Judging by the rules, it seems like a lot of fun, but this is what I've got completed. I painted up 5 French Voltigeurs. I mean, not the best painter, but tried my best with these. It's very intimidating painting 28mm Napoleonics. I'm used to 6mm. So there's one guy. There's the next guy here. Show you him. Again, rookie Napoleonics at this size. There's a guy running. Perry have some really nice figures. There's the last of the French guys I painted this week. So I got those, and then here's my Imperial Guard captain that's going to be leading my French guys. Again, plastic Perry miniature with a Victrix greatcoat slung over his shoulder. Here's the British Rifleman from War Games Atlantic. Really nice figures. Really impressed with these guys. Again, I might put some more wash over the face because maybe a little bit too pale, but maybe they're from Scotland, who knows. Another guy kneeling down and shooting. Last guy of the regular group. And then we have the officer for them. So that's the British Rifleman for the British side. I then have still to do, I only just started on the British regulars and their officer, and I started to work on some of the French line infantry. There's only going to be a few of them. Again, he's not completed yet, but it's a start. And that is my forger project that I'm still working on. That's what I've got done so far, and I'll just move them over and bring in the last one. So this is the last project of the week that we've been working on. This is a medieval army that we've been working on, me and my wife together. She painted the peasant units, the bowmen, and these guys up here, and I painted the whatever these guys are called, the medieval knights. Now, this is a very quick project, so we used contrast paints for most of the chaff units just because we wanted to get them on the table. So that's why they look a little bit too brown, maybe. Maybe they should have a little bit more color, but I didn't think that peasants would actually, you know, be able to afford any color. So not bad for contrast paint. So there's one guy. I'll just show you a couple. I'm not going to show you all of them because there's just not enough battery left on my phone. Another guy. I'll do one more. Do this guy here. Again, Perry figures from the 100 Years' War. Then there's a couple of these bowmen with their little melee weapons out. There, and then here we have the knights. So this is the first guy. Really nice figure. Second guy. Third guy. Fourth guy. Fifth guy. Going really fast here because I'm running out of battery on my phone, so did not think of that when I started recording. And then this is the last guy. The medieval knight. And that's it. I'm just going to put them pause it here and be right back with everything I have done. So just going to wrap this video up real quick. We're approaching 13 minutes. Essentially, this is what we've done this week. My wife and me have been working on the ogres. I worked on the Napoleonics. She worked on the bowmen, and I worked on the knights and the ships at the back. So that's what we've been doing. We've also obviously been playing Titanicus in the background there, but ignore that for now. I'll show those armies off later. I really appreciate you guys tuning in, and thanks for all the support, and we'll talk to you soon.